Well, hello everybody. You ready to do another nonsensical video where I talk about things I don't understand and offer solutions to those things? Well, then you have impeccable timing, because that's what we're going to do today, because there is an epidemic going on in this country. A damn disaster going on. We're going to talk about that. So what we're talking about is carnage and destruction and maybe dead bodies everywhere. I don't really know. But mostly what we're going to talk about is our failing, absolutely failing railroad system here in the United States. That is one of those things that reminds me every now and then that America is a third world country pretending to be a first world country. But I did actually do a little research on this, just a little bit, and found that the railroads and everything related to it are actually privately owned by the rail companies. Maybe that's obvious information to a lot of people, but I always thought it was like a federal thing for some reason. I guess I never really thought much about it, but I always thought that it was managed by the federal government, but it is not, apparently, according to the information I found. And we have got trains derailing all over Ohio, spilling toxic gases into the air and just causing a whole bunch of carnage over there. And then there were some other train derailments that I don't really know much about. I don't keep track of train derailments, but that would actually be a good concept for a YouTube channel. That's all you do? Train derailments? Keep you busy. You'd never run out of content because that's all they keep doing. And yesterday, the reason I'm thinking about this is because yesterday a bridge over I-25, a railroad bridge over I-25 in Colorado collapsed and smashed a truck underneath it. There was a truck crossing underneath. Last I heard, no fatalities, but I don't know if that changed or anything. Last I knew, they were trying to get that poor bastard out of his truck underneath that bridge. And well, I came up that way, and it was really not a fun time at all, because the whole interstate is closed because there's rail cars everywhere, and there's like coal spilled all over the place, and there's a damn truck stuck underneath the bridge, and both ways, interstate's just closed. And it was a real pain in the ass, if I'm being completely honest with you. It was a real absolute pain in the ass. I'll tell you that story first. I knew about it yesterday from a Reddit post. I just happened to be scrolling through Reddit, which I don't do very much these days, but I had a little time yesterday, I guess. Well, I couldn't sleep is what it was, and had seen this Reddit post about the train, the bridge that fell out from underneath the damn train in Colorado. And I went, damn it, man, I'm gonna be passing right through there. So they did a really bad job. I don't know who sets up the detour signs, if it's the highway patrol or the DOT or what have you, but they have the interstate closed, routing everybody off of this exit when you're coming up north. I don't know what it's like going south. After that, they don't give you any signs. Yeah, it's anyone's guess at the end of that exit ramp if you go left or right. I didn't know. 50-50 shot. I took a right. Ended up that wasn't the right way. And then I started, because my truck GPS was acting crazy at that point, so I loaded up the old Google Maps. And started to try to find my way out of there to wherever this detour was. And I followed a sign. I finally found a sign that said detour. Don't know if it was the same detour. Followed it all the way back to where you could get back onto I-25. And what do I see in front of me? You guys will never believe it. In Colorado, of all places, a 13-foot, 3-inch high bridge. Yeah, I'm just rolling up on that sucker going, well, this isn't going to work out now, is it? And there was a cop there. I think that's what he'd been doing all day, and he was not in a good mood. He was not happy to see me at all. So I rolled up, and he's standing on the road, and I said, yeah, it looks like I'm not going to make it, huh? And he goes, no. He goes, where are you going? I said, I'm just trying to find my way back to the interstate. And he goes, did you not see all the no truck signs on the way down here? I said that I didn't see any sign like that at all. Now, I wasn't arguing with him saying there was no sign, but through that whole journey I took, there was one detour sign that all it said was detour. And apparently led me right to a bridge I wouldn't fit underneath. How cool is that? That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I had to just bust a little U-turn right there. Not a big deal, but it was funny because as I was leaving there, headed back the opposite direction, I saw 3 more trucks headed that way. So it's not me that just me that didn't see the imaginary signs that the cop was very angry about. And he was frustrated. He'd probably been turning around trucks all day down there. All day. But why in Colorado out west do we have a 13.3 bridge out in the middle of nowhere? I mean, I understand maybe in a city, but out in the middle of nowhere, I got no clue. I got no idea. So anyways, yeah, not a happy cop. But then I got turned around and asked him, where do I go to get to Denver? Because I only saw the one detour sign and I followed it, and here we are. So he told me what roads to take, and had to go all the way around like this back windy kind of mountainy road up to Colorado Springs. Is anyone else going through that right now? Anybody else? It wasn't the worst thing ever. It's just some signage would have helped. It would have been great. But more importantly than why does Colorado have a small bridge, because that's not what we're here for, why in the actual fuck do we have such a huge failure with the railroad system right now? I mean, this is absolutely insane. Is this something that's always been going on and that we're just now starting to hear about it on a more regular basis? I mean, I've heard of train derailments before, but it seems like it's all the time now. You've got another train derailed. And since I found out that it's actually the railroad company's property, I don't know why I never knew that. It's just nothing I ever really thought about. I can only assume they're not reinvesting in their own infrastructure to see so many trains off the goddamn rails these days. That's the only logical assumption I can come up with. Unless they forgot how to railroad. I don't know. Like, how did you suddenly forget how to drive trains? How do you have a bridge collapse? Right? What is actually going on with all this? And to me, that seems like, I don't know if it seems like a good idea or a bad idea initially, right? Okay, if you want to have a railroad company, then all the railroad stuff is yours to take care of. But with it being such a vital way of transporting goods around this country, it doesn't seem like it's a great idea to leave this in the hands of the companies to do, because what do we know about corporations here in America, or probably worldwide? I don't really fucking know. They're all greedy. Every one of them. They're taking those profits and handing them out to shareholders and executives, CEOs, right? And not putting it back into their rail system, apparently, if we're seeing this many trucks go off the fucking rails. But, I mean, I couldn't even imagine, not trucks off the rails, trains, goddammit. There's a reason I'm talking about this, being a trucker, but I haven't got there yet. But we got all these damn trains off the fucking rails. And I can only imagine what these insurance claims must look like, right? This must be a really big deal. Like I heard, I don't know, that it's a really big deal to wreck a truck and launch people's shit all over the damn interstate. I heard that's frowned upon. I don't know. I've never done it. Maybe you get a big old pat on the back. Apparently, you get to keep hauling shit if you're a train company. You get to keep hauling shit. You spill it all over the damn planet. You know, all over the damn wilderness out there, but they just keep giving you the shit, right? Yeah, it seems like with it being as vital as it is, I don't know, I'm not like one for huge government oversight, but maybe they should have been in charge of the rails, like the actual rails. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I guess they're not. I guess they're not is the point I'm trying to make. But there's got to be some crazy insurance claims going on with this. And if I were the person, I'm never going to be the person in charge of jack shit, by the way. I'm lucky they even let me drive a truck. But if I were the person in charge of moving freight for a company that needed to move freight. And I kept putting it on trains, and they kept derailing and launching my shit all over the damn fields and shit. Maybe at some point I would say, you know what, maybe I'm not gonna do this train shit anymore. I mean, they can't even keep the damn things on the rails. So maybe, just maybe, I offer them an alternative. Us. If they can't keep the goddamn trains on the rails, the freight market's absolute shit right now. Give it to us. Old Reliable over here. The truckers. Let us handle it. Start throwing that shit in trailers and let us get it done. Fix this freight market. Now, I know some of you are thinking like, yeah, but Josh, what about all the people that have jobs on the railroad and what are they going to do and things like that? I don't know. They're obviously working for a poorly ran organization that like don't give a shit if they continue to have jobs. So I guess that's kind of the way it goes. They could get CDLs. They're welcome to join us. We're going to need the help. We're going to need the help, right? But I mean, God, I can only imagine the amount of money that is being lost on these goddamn train derailments. And are they called train companies? Because I feel fucking goofy saying train company over and over. There must be a word for it, and it's not train company. I can assure you it's probably not. But like, I forgot what I was saying. But, shit, I wish I could remember what I was saying. But, damn it. I'll move on to something else. I completely fucking forgot. But there's all these insurance claims, I'm sure. Oh, lawsuits. I mean, when you're spilling harmful chemicals all over a neighborhood, launching dangerous gases into the atmosphere, are they facing lawsuits for this? I would imagine they must be. The state of Colorado, they got the interstate closed. Now, the interstate's federal. Like, is somebody going to launch a lawsuit against this train company? I feel so goofy saying that. I don't know why. But against them because they got a whole damn interstate closed. If I was that trucker, though, that got caught under the bridge, last I heard, he did not die. I don't know if that's changed. If he died, that sucks. But like, hopefully his family sues at that point. But as a truck driver, if I was a truck driver and I'm driving down the road, minding my business, listening to something on the radio, just having a good time, and a fucking bridge fell on me, I would be absolutely terrified if I survived it to ever drive a truck again. And even if I wasn't, I would totally say I was in court, and I would get every goddamn dime out of them I could. Are you shitting me? If that guy makes it through it, if he's not like all crippled for the rest of his life and he survived and all that, hell, he just hit the damn lottery, I would think. I would hope. I would fucking hope. But it's just absolute fucking madness. Like, at what point does the government say this is enough? Do the people shipping goods say this is enough? And the general public says, hey, this is enough. People are terrified of trucks knocking the shit out of their car, right? Now you got to worry about trains coming through your living room for some fucking reason. I mean, you're just driving around like near some train tracks and you got to worry about a train leaving its lane now? That doesn't make fucking sense at all. It makes absolutely no sense. It sounds completely unreasonable. And it seems like it's not a sustainable business model. Fucking at all. At all. They're just spilling shit everywhere. Everywhere. So I think that's what these companies need to start doing. Now, I understand there's probably certain things that travel by rail because you can move more of it and more weight and all that stuff. Hey, load these trucks up. We got trailers, baby. Let's get to it. We got trailers that'll haul anything. What do you need? Coal? You need coal moved? I'm sure we got trailers that'll do that. I'm sure we do, right? What else you need? Moved cars? Yeah, we can move cars. We can do it, you know? And then us as truckers, we get to hear those sweet, sweet words again. Driver shortage. You know what driver shortage means? Doesn't really mean driver shortage. It just means these companies want to pay us less, so they're trying to get more people to come in. Oh, there's a massive driver shortage. You know what driver shortage actually means to us? Good rates again. Companies keeping us busy. Companies desperate to hire, so you don't have to give these companies any slack when they're fucking around, not getting you home or not getting the miles or what have you. Trucker shortage is some of the sweetest fucking words you can ever hear as a truck driver. Oh, absolutely glorious. Absolutely glorious. Hey, and we'll get it done. We'll get it done, baby, because that's what we do. You know, I'm not saying there won't be any truck accidents. That does happen, but they are far less catastrophic than these fucking train wrecks. Far less catastrophic. You might have some dipshit wreck his truck every now and then. Unfortunately, there may be casualties involved. But most likely, your whole neighborhood isn't getting pelted with fucking rocks or charcoal or toxic fumes, most likely. Now, it might happen, but it's going to happen on a much smaller scale. Because when you wreck a truck, most of the time you're wrecking a truck, a singular truck. There might be a car involved. Sometimes there's 2 trucks involved. But that's the extent of it. When you wreck a train, you wreck the whole goddamn train. The whole fucking train. You know, shit spilled everywhere for fucking 10 miles. Just train carnage fucking everywhere. So, obviously we gotta refocus. These fucking train companies can't even do their job. They can't keep the train on the fucking rails. They can't keep the goddamn bridge from caving in. Give us the fucking work. We'll take it. We'll get the shit done. Don't worry about us. It's gonna be just fine. Don't even worry. And we'll get the goddamn job done. Freight market gets fixed up just like that as far as trucking goes. And hey, you know what? If the trains can't seem to keep their shit on the rails and they go out of business because of it, fuck them. You know, same thing happens to trucking companies. If they can't keep their drivers from getting into accidents, they're out there fucking too much shit up, well, they go under. And that's the way of the fucking world right there. That's how it goes. All right? So if they don't survive, they don't survive. What are we supposed to do about it? I know there are downsides to this plan. Obviously. You're taking all that stuff off the rails and you're putting it on the interstates. Boy, there's going to be a lot more trucks out there. It's going to be a lot harder to park trucks out there. Hey, I get it. I get it. We got to adapt as a country. We have to. Because these shitheads are wrecking everything. We can't just let them run amok out here and keep knocking the shit out of everything they fucking see. We can't keep letting that slide, can we? I don't think we can. So we gotta adapt. We gotta overcome. We gotta come up with a new fucking plan. We gotta come up with a new plan. And I don't know what I've been talking about all this time with. They're gonna automate these trucks, guys. Fucking then you got a goddamn vehicle that runs on fucking rails and they can't even keep the damn thing on there. So they ain't gonna automate shit, apparently. We can't even figure this out. How long has railroading been going on? 200 years now? 300 years? I don't know for sure. Railroads were one of the earliest forms of transportation, moving goods and people around the country. And we still ain't figured the shit out, apparently. Or they're just being fucking lazy and not fixing their shit. Or the fat cats at the top are keeping all the profits and not worrying about fixing their shit. I think something needs to be done. Something. I don't know what. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't have the fucking answers. But goddamn, how much more of this can we take of just the complete, absolute destruction that's coming from the railroad right now? And I feel like maybe they got a mafia thing going on. I might be murdered after this video because it seems like they've got that much power, but they can't even do their job right. It's got to be mafia connections. It's got to be. That's the only explanation. Or government connections. Same thing, basically. But anyways, I guess that's all I got for today. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing I got to say. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.